Welcome back to Excel for Economics. In this one, we're going to be looking at unique values, unique elements in a list, let's say. We're going to use a bunch of operators: match, index, row, column, array. We can use a table to remove duplicates, and then we can trace our dependents. So let's have a look at what we've got. So first, if we want to say, is this the first time we see rad in this list? Okay. And then we can say, is this the first time we see cool in this list? And then we can say, is this the first time we see cool in this list? And the answer is no, because we've seen cool before. So this is going to be our first way of trying to find which ones are unique. So we say, count if. Okay. And what do we want? Well, we want to say count the range here. We're going to say this list will keep expanding as we go through, comma, is it this one? And then we want that equal to 1. Okay, and now we want it to be 1. It's going to come back with a true, so we want to turn that into a unit 0, 1. Okay, and there we go. Yes, this is the first time we see rad, this is the first time we see cool, this is the first time we see B, and so on. So now we can just sum these up. And there we go. We've got 8 unique items in here. Now, another way of doing this is to use functions. The is, error, index, match, countif, and so on. So I've already entered this formula, and we'll just go through what it looks like when we drag it down. And we can see that it generates the 8 unique items. If we want to, is equal to count A, which counts words and blanks. And then we can subtract off count blanks of the same range, and this will give us our 8. Okay, so let's just go through this list, this function itself. And if you have a function that you see, how can you go through it? Well, if you click on it and then hit this FX button, it'll give you the function that you see. It says all of this stuff inside of these parentheses is going to give me rad, the other one's going to give me a blank. So if it's an error, then it'll give you the blank, the quote, quote. If it's not an error, then it'll give you rad. Okay, so then if you want to go inside of that and say, well, what is index giving me? Index is giving me 1, 2, 3. Okay, index is giving me rad, cool, rad, match. Match is giving me a 1. The outcome is rad. Let's have a look at match. Match is going through and saying, oh, there's zeros all the way through. So it doesn't match any of these. So the first one is going to give me 1. So the first time it finds a 0, it's going to give me that number, which is the first one. And then the match type is 0, which is indicating what to return, whether it gives it a 0, a 1, or a -1. Okay. Our count is saying unique records. So G6, looking for the value, and it's saying, what's their criteria? Well, it's anywhere in here, and it's finding it in the first spot. So it's not finding unique records anywhere below in the B7 to 31. Okay, which is why it returns a 0. So it must be that this is the first one. If we look at the next one, it'll give us something very similar. If we look at our match function, we can see that the first one is a 1. That's rad, it's unique. And then cool is the second one, which is a 0. So the first 0 that it comes across will be in the position 2. And so on. We look at our match, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0 in the 10th position. So it says, now look up the item that in this array in the 10th position, which will be super. Okay, so it's going through and doing all these. Now the array function is for this count. This count is actually going over the entire array and testing all of the items with everything that's above it. Okay, so has it seen 2, red, B, cool, rad, unique records? It actually tests all of those at the same time. Now, if we want a drop-down list of these unique records, how can we do that? Well, we can do a data validation. So we need to find that. And one way you can do that is to do this, where you do a validation. And now we're going to select from a list. And what's our list source? Well, it's going to be these values here. And then we can say, okay. And now we have a list of these unique records that we could select from. Now, another way of finding unique values is to take our original data set and say, I'm going to turn you into a table. So under insert, there's this table thing right here, Control T. And if we hit enter, it just says, yes, this, and my table has headers. Yes, records is a header. And you say, okay. And now there's lots of different options. I can sort it. I could sort it this way. I could do lots of different things. But one of the things that I can do is I can actually filter it. And I can do a custom filter. I can do not a custom filter. Oh no, it's under data. I have this one, and I can apply an advanced. Okay, so I use an advanced filter, and that's unique records. And here I can see that I get my unique values, and I can count that there's 8 of them. Okay, if I want to remove the filter, I just have to clear the filter. Okay, so you hit clear, and it'll clear the filter. All right, and we'll see you in the next video.